Makes sense.
I failed my chain.
I always forget.
Oh, I thought I failed my chain, but
I'm assuming you're below the equator. So that means it's winter.
that scared me. I thought I failed my chain, but it was a.
DS is no longer dead. Yeah, we got replacement.
Yes, I is replacement.
Yeah, Crypto's the replacement because he was raging at this Poke-Radar hunt, and so I was like, all right, we'll watch it. And I was like, well, this is the good replacement. It looks like I'm shiny hunting it, but I'm not.
I just got completely different lighting, so it just kind of doesn't.
I want to get a capture card so bad for my DS. I hate using the dust cam.
Aren't they like $300+?
I know, I don't have the money. I know. I don't even know if they make it for the 2DS. I know it's possible, but I don't know where you would have to find it. Because the company that I saw on YouTube that did it no longer exists.
I think it's the same thing as the 3DS. Because they're all the same charger ports.
It looks different though, because on the 3DS it covers the whole thing, but on the 2DS it's a custom plate that they had on there. It's like it's more thinner, or like more of a thin rectangle. I don't know how to explain it. I saw someone else have it. Crypto as a replacement doesn't sound exactly like a compliment. What do you mean? It is a compliment. It's a replacement for content. Because my DS is dead. I can't charge it while I'm streaming because I don't have a charging port area available. Oh, you scared me. Did you get one?
Please, please, please.
Yes, let's go! Shiny, not mine.
I got it. Let's go.
Did you hear the chimes?
Yeah, I heard it, and I'm like,
Ooh.
please give me the right grass.
A little bit of... Nice, that was awesome to see.
Let's go.
You did your That's such a nice shiny. It's so cute.
It's my first one, yeah. I don't know why I'm throwing a great ball.
Oh my gosh. That looks so dark, and I thought that was the shiny I ran from it.
Go. Great.
Yes. Good idea. Crypto's the guest. We have our special guest, Crypto, here. It's funny, when I was editing the Shiny and Pheasant video last night, it was like one of the first times that you appeared on my stream, or you were just starting to come on my stream, and I was like, it's your boy Crypto coming at you live, and I'm like, I'm doing your intro for you, Crypto. I don't know if you have an intro, but I'm doing it for you anyways. Like, that's what I said. Replacement sounds bad. It's replacement content. It's replacement for my DS. My dead DS.
See, that's content right there. I mean, as long as we catch it, that's content. Or not.
No. Wait, do you only have...
It's not even
Do you only have Premier Balls?
No, that's what looks good with it. No, shake twice.
He's a tool.
Replacement makes it sound like a tool.
I mean, his DS is a tool. Right? Because you're using it to shiny hunt? I don't know. But yes, Crypto's a guest. But his DS is the replacement. Is that better? It's a replacement of my DS.
In camera.
In camera, yeah. I don't think shiny Solrock exists. I really don't. I'm starting to lose hope here. We're almost at... What did we start at?
Well, at least I know shinies exist. Honestly, did not think I was gonna get this.
This is officially my longest hunt ever.
1, 2, 3. Yes!
Oh,
let's go!
Nice! Do you have any names? Are you gonna name it or no?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh, nature guess? Nature guess?
Shiny Skiddo. Oh yeah, we can do nature guess.
He's like, I really don't care.
Completely suck at it badly.
I'm gonna say.
I have to go to my dock, so it might be a
I'll
bit.
say timid.
I can fly, I forgot.
Anybody have nature guesses for Crypto Shiny? Doesn't matter what she says,
really
we
hurts.
like you, Crypto, for who you are. It's not just because you have a working DS. Bruh.
Nah, I think it's all because of the working DS.
Ooh, double blade. Pokecatch.
Okay. You guys can see how many things I have in my box. Ooh, I got a lot. That's all my Pokemon. I can do a shiny showcase with my like 4 shinies. Get that one.
What is that one? Is that Clauncher? Oh,
Clawitzer.
Clawitzer. Okay, I knew it started with a C.
Let's see. I got the nose pass.
Ooh.
I got that one in a horde. I got a Gigalith, which I got that also in a horde, but it's rock and roll.
Oh, okay.
Here's the Skidoo. The nature is impish.
Ooh. I don't know if that's good.
I don't either.
I think Frankie would know.
Alright, and then I got a second Clauncher. And then I got my Venusaur from Friend Safari.
Nice.
That's pretty dope though. Should I evolve it on camera?
Do you want to evolve it? Then yes.
Sure.
How do you evolve it?
Magic.
Magic?
Here, I'm just gonna train it for a little
Okay.
bit. I don't know what level it evolves at, so.
Happy Frog?
It's level 32, okay.
You're still here? What about work? I thought you had work. Did you call out?
Who needs work?
I have failed this city. Oh man. You missed it by a few seconds. It's been up for a little bit.
What happened?
I like the arrow reference. That's great.
Yeah, season 7 of Flash comes out tomorrow.
Now I have to catch up. Hello, I'm really supposed to leave
He's
right
literally
now.
supposed
Oh,
to leave right now.
don't run late. Don't speed. Drive safe. Have a good shift. Oh, well. Go to work. Don't be late because of me. I'll feel bad.
I'll tell you when to activate the camera
Okay.
again.
100 miles per hour all the way, baby. No. Don't do that. No! You're gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna blame you then. No! I said don't do it. Capital D-O-N-T. Wait, I should say all capital. Capital D, capital O, capital N, apostrophe, capital T. Don't. Why are you so slow though? Victor, don't encourage it. Don't encourage it. I know you're a speedster too. I hate when Victor sends me snaps of him driving. I was like, you're driving too fast. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm safe. And I'm like, no, you're not. I think you're right. I can go 150. You guys are making me nervous. If you're on like if you were driving to Vegas and there's no cars, then I would be completely okay with that. But the fact, I don't know how your area is, and if you have like traffic and cars like every so few feet or 100 feet or whatever, like no speeding. Only I'm allowed to do that. I'm kidding. What?
What do you mean speeding? You're always slow.
Not in the car.
Because you're so slow to let off the gas.
Wow. The fastest I've ever driven was actually 90 to 95 on a freeway. I was in college then. I was at 90 coming back from Arizona, not 95, but 90. But 95, I was on the freeway. I think I was actually on a call with Victor. I think we were watching someone stream, and then I think I was on the call.
Did you hit a loop-de-loop?
Loop-de-loop. No, I was just on the freeway. I was in the carpool lane, I think. No, I was in the fast lane. I was in the carpool lane. I obeyed the laws.
Did you know that some countries have highways that go like 120 miles per hour or something?
Really? No, I did not know that.
Yeah. Not a lot of them, but some do. Or maybe it's just 100.
Now we're talking.
It's a lot more than you would in America.
How did...
Or as Happy Frog would say it, America.
How did Flash animations in a CGI evolve backwards? What? Wait, are you saying Flash, the TV show, like how did their animations downgrade? Like they're not as good as anymore? Is that what you're saying? Cars tend to move... Cars tend to move when you hold down the horn. That is true. You gotta be careful with Ragers though. I got a rock thrown at me once.
Okay.
They threw it at my window.
Super activate the camera again.
I mean, if they could do it in Russia, we can do it better than them. America. I got 3 minutes. Bye. Bye, Happy Frog. Drive safe.
Don't hit too many people.
Yeah, don't hit too many people. Don't hit people at all.
I was waiting to see how long it would take you.
Germany,
Okay,
baby. Autobahn is unlimited. Wait, the Autobahn is on the unlimited speed? No way. It only has a minimum speed? What's the minimum speed?
200.
I want to drive on that. Although, Victor, you should be the driver. I'm scared to go past 100. I was surprised that I was driving 90 to 95. Ooh.
Yeah, that's good shiny.
I like that.
Get some rare keys.
The minimum is... Wait, why 68? Oh, is that converting kilometers to miles per hour? Miles per hour? Because they do kilometers there, right? We're the only country... Goodness gracious, Mima. I was supposed to end a while ago. I need to call her back. It's 110 kilometers. Oh, okay. So that's the... Whoa. So what does it look like with... Well, I guess you can go in unlimited speed, so there is no max. That's crazy.
You hit a swerve, just...
I wonder if a lot of people get in accidents there.
Probably. Depends on how many people are on the road, but yeah.
But if there wasn't that many accidents, then they probably... Because if there was a lot of accidents, I feel like they would have a max speed. But if there wasn't a lot of accidents, maybe there is no max speed.
Okay, you can turn the
I just think
camera
I just
off now.
confused myself.
No, you're just
Oh, you can
saying-
only get a ticket for driving too slow?
fucking-
Makes sense.
What?
Yeah, you can do that. You can get that here in California. I know that. If you drive under the speed limit, you can get ticketed for it. Because you're basically causing traffic.
That would make sense, but like...
I can't shiny hunt in DA sadly because I have to pay 3 diorite ore to do it because I left early even though I was playing with bots. And I don't have any, so I'm stuck. I don't know how to get it back. Can't you get diorite ore from something else?
Wait, why can't he do the Dynamax Adventure?
Because he doesn't have diorite ore. Can't you get it from the lady? To the right? Or you can get it from raids.
Wait, you have to pay to get Diorite? Or to get in Dynamax Adventure?
Hold on, I think I have to... So, raids?
Wait, Supa, do you want to do Dialga real quick?
Dialga.
Just, yeah. Hold
Oh,
on.
one moment. My grandma keeps calling me. I think I have to answer it. Wait, I can? Hold on. Oh, you can. Cool. So raids? Wait, what are we doing for raids?
I got like a I got a few people in the dialga raid already if you want to.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay, I'm almost out of passes though. I'm wasting my 4 premium battle passes because I don't play it.
Hopefully you get the shiny this time.
Yeah, I got one more after this, but I might just wait for tomorrow to get my free raid.
Do you guys have the speed cameras all over the place there too? Actually, in our city, speed cameras are actually illegal. We did have them, and then they took them down, and then they put them back up, and then they took them down again.
Why are they illegal?
I don't know. They're just illegal in my city, but they're legal in other cities. But I think the reason why they took it down is because the cameras were causing accidents. So the flash was so bright that it was causing accidents. I don't know if maybe people out were driving with epilepsy or something. It said the raid lobby expired.
Ooh. Oh yeah, because it just started.
They took them down? Yeah, they took them down only in my city though. I saw them in Arizona. They're legal in Arizona, so they were like everywhere.
Oh yes, this one is Draco medium.
Oh, Sensei, were you talking about what raids I had? I have these raids. I have Clink and Go LURK.
Oh, I think you might have been talking about my raid or something. Maybe, I don't know.
One time my house almost burned down. Really? I had a similar situation on 4th of July. Someone launched a firework and it landed on our house. And my dad ran outside and like quickly turned on the hose and started watering the roof. So that became like a thing with our old house where whenever it was 4th of July.
That sounds funny. Watering the
yeah,
roof?
so we would water the roof. To prevent it from catching on fire.
You spray down the roof?
No, just watering the roof.
Water the roof? Sounds like you're trying to grow the roof.
We're not really spraying it though. We're like watering it.
You're hosing
I
it
wish
down.
they were illegal here. I mean, I guess. Hosing down the roof. I feel like if I say spraying down the roof, it's like spraying it with like pesticides or something. Someone was flashing a light on his motorcycle and an old man couldn't see, so he crashed into an electrical pole and it almost fell on my house and burned it down. Was my teacher's dad, so they gave me free for one test because they were sorry. Wow. So did it start on fire and you guys were able to put it out right away, or it was close to catching on fire? Oh no, our house is catching fire because your houses aren't made like the ones here. My house was old, like me and my brother were fighting and he hit the wall and it broke. Oh my gosh.
Come on, please be shiny. This is the best CP I've had so far. Come on. Do it.
Oh, we got the shiny, that's it! I know!
Wait, what? Wait, did you get the
Yes,
Solrock?
I did! I choked on
you got it!
Spit.
Let's go! Oh, you can definitely tell.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I literally choked on my spit because I was not expecting that. Oh my gosh! Are the eyes different too? Let's go! Did it? Okay, can someone tell me? Did I count that one because I was not paying attention? Is it 4199? Thank you, thank you. I literally choked. Oh my gosh, no stream till shiny. Wait, I didn't, you know what, don't ignore what I said. I meant to say no sleep till shiny, but it came out wrong. Kylie, thank you guys so much. I was here. You were here, monkey. No stream till shiny. I know what I said. I'm not gonna include that in the YouTube video. There's no way. That's embarrassing. Whoa, Kylie, how you doing? Shiny on stream. I literally choked. I was like, Meltan65, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Shiny on screen. Okay, I have no idea. I thought about this. We don't have fastballs. Okay, so what are...
Wait, you don't have any quick balls?
I don't want it in a quick ball. It doesn't match. Does anybody know if I'm supposed to be at 41? Oh my gosh, you could definitely tell that's shiny. I thought I was not going to be able to notice. Let me see this. Missed the reaction. They just posted it. Thank you, Beefy. Let me see.
No, you did add it.
I did count it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're at... Okay, cool. Thank you for clipping that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Can we catch this? I do have a master ball if we need it. Okay, so repeat ball, luxury ball. Any suggestions? It's about time? No kidding. What shiny you want to released in the most? Wait, what shiny you want released in Go the most? Oh. I have to think about them because I have to think of ones that haven't been released yet. Ooh, Blitzel. Blitzel. Yes. Zebstrika and Blitzel. Any ball suggestions? Oh my gosh. Did you just get a shiny while I have to walk into work? I did. Look at it's here. The shiny sun is here. I literally choked on my spit of gasping. Shiny cosmic power, here we come. Yes, Strikes. Welcome on in. Not even 4,200. I know. I'm a little sad about that, but that's okay. Shiny, yes. Repeat. Okay, let's try a repeat ball first. We got one. Let's try the repeat. Pun intended. Can we catch it? First try? It better not troll. Okay, do we try a repeat ball again? A moon ball? That's the opposite. That's a good looking star. Heck yeah it is. Hey, welcome on in, Jude. Do I have, oh, I have 3 moon balls. That would be kind of weird. No exploding Solrock. Well, we have damp. We have the ability damp for this. I don't know if it's that good, but you were here. You definitely were here. Pokeball. I don't have anything else. I don't really want it in a timer ball. It's not that good. And then I probably get roasted by like y'all clowns. Like, why isn't it a timer ball? Let's try a repeat ball again. Thank you for the lurk, Victor. Imagine not catching it. What does damp do? I don't know exactly. Can we get a Pengood? Hello, I'm here now. Welcome on in. Oh, we caught it. Hey, we caught it. Does anybody know what damp does? I was just told to have damp. That's it. It just prevents it from exploding or something, I think. Save, you're right. Guess what time it is, guys? It's curry time. Thank goodness. What are we naming this again? It's Apollo, right, Frankie? Look at it. It looks so good. It's so nice. Thank goodness. Ooh, should we run in this just in case? Double shiny? No. Okay. Well, we're gonna run away. I'm just glad we got the shiny sun. Heck yes, GG. Thank you so much, Ty. How is your desk building go? What a time to check my phone, right? I literally, oh my gosh, we got the reaction. Beefy got the reaction. Looks better than my shiny Lunatone. Okay, I'm saving. We're saving over triple odds. I know. That's crazy. This is going slow but well, but nice shiny indeed. Only took 4,199 encounters. I wish it was 4,200. Thank you for the sheeshes. I'll refund you guys in a bit. This is going slow but well. I'm so excited to see your desk. I'm saving again. Let's just go ahead and do curry time first, and then we'll go ahead and name it and throw it out in battle. I gotta put it in my party first. I refund you? I refund you guys for sound effects and text-to-speech because sometimes my brain doesn't remember to put on soundboard because soundboard isn't automatic. I have to connect it to Twitch every single time I stream. So sometimes I forget, and I don't want you guys to use it like at the beginning of stream or something and it takes your points because I can't give you guys those points back. You guys earn those. So I refund you guys for the sound effects just so you guys can keep on using them. Refund? Yeah, I refund the TTS and the sound effects. But if you do spam TTS, I'm not going to refund those. I'm going to start not refunding those just because you're spamming. But yeah, I refunded them. Thank you, Beefy. Did I miss anything else? Looks better than Shiny Lunatone. Shiny Lunatone is just a little bit more of a darker cream, right? And then blue eyes? Is that what it is? And then June answered, damn makes it so you can't use self-destruct moves. Okay. Wait, you got it. I did. I gotta head out because my mom yelled at me. LOL. Alright, bye, Crypto. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully I didn't get you into trouble. But thank you for joining stream, Crypto. I don't know if you're gone already, but thank you for joining the stream. Thank you. We got to see Crypto get a shiny. He sent us the shiny look, which was nice. Oops. Let's put in Solrock. This lovely Solrock here. Goodbye, Quagsire. Sorry, we'll feed you in a bit. I'll feed you after stream. He's like, I want curry time too. You know what? You know what? Okay, I'll add Quagsire. He deserves the hard work and the break. He needs to get fed. Let's move out Lime here. No. But Amethyst is so nice. Yeah, goodbye Amethyst. Actually, let's swap you out with Sunburnt Legs. We gotta feed Quagsire. Do you play competitive? I don't. The only reason why is because I don't really have the patience for it. I have ADHD, so like being able to sit still and like focus and think about like the moves and stuff while talking to chat, I would get more focused on chat rather than focused on the
Oni-chan.
rather than focusing on the actual competitive play. It's not that I hate competitive, but I just don't think I could do it. And then Drewskio, am I saying that right? Drewskigo 123. Hello, welcome on in. Sorry if I missed you. Welcome on in. My name is Supercell. If you're new here, I'm not sure if you're already following. Your name doesn't look familiar unless you changed it. Can someone trade me an Umbreon from my Sword and Shield decks, please? I can trade you one later. I have an extra one in Pokemon Go. I can transfer over and you can have it. I got one Diorite ore or Dynite ore so far from raid. I just need 2 more. Yes. Oh, it was better than I thought. 100% worth it. Okay, so curry time. Let's go ahead and set one up. Actually, no. Wait. Nature guesses. Exclamation point nature. Do we have nature guesses? Let me back out of this. I forgot it completely. We have to see if it has a mark. I swear it better have a mark. If it doesn't, it's okay. I'm just glad I got the shiny. Who thinks it has a mark? Okay, that works. All right, I'll trade you. Are you in the server? I can't remember. BB, wait, you already have the resub thing? I tried to use an emote and realized I needed to resub. Haha. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for the 7-month resub, Beefy. Thank you for choosing to use your Prime on me. Much appreciated. Enjoy your 4 emotes and your ad-free viewing experience. Supercell is famous on TikTok. No cap. No, I'm not, Strikes. You're famous. Alright. Does it have a mark? I'm turning away. I'm looking away. We're gonna see. Hopefully I did it right. Oh, I already looked. It doesn't have a mark. Oh well. I kind of expected that. Not gonna lie. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess... I don't know what I'm gonna guess. Hold on. I need to look at this. I'm gonna guess naughty. Only because it didn't show up right away. We got mild. We got calm. Yeah, you are, Strikes. Timid, calm, mild. Any others? Why won't it let me scroll up? Adamant. Bland. Bland, is that a mark? I mean, a nature? It's lonely. Did anybody guess lonely? I don't think I see lonely. We have adamant on here. Dang. I don't know if this is good. I don't know anything about competitive or anything. I just guess the natures because, you know, it's fun to do. I never get any of them right. Alright, now it's time for curry time. Does anybody want to suggest what type of curry we're making? Are we going to make a sweet, spicy, sour, bitter? Why do I always forget the fifth one? Dry. Did I say dry? Lonely. I mean, after how much no one wants to rock in their max dead raids, might as well be lonely. Solrock I never used in comp. Oh, okay. Moo Moo cheese is ingredient, right? I don't know if I have Moo Moo cheese, but if we do, let's go ahead and check it out. Make a sour bitter because it looks super long. Oh, it took super long? Oh, okay. We could do that. We could do some sour and bitter berries in there. Let's play with it. Can we get its attention? No, not yours. Come here, son. Come here. You're not my son, but come here, son. Not you. We need this one. Feather. Not you guys. It's... Ooh, he's mad. Stop being a loner. Come over here. I know you're lonely, but come over here. We finally found you. Solrock. This never works. He's so moody. You know what? Let's just make the curry first. We'll play with him afterwards. Alright, start cooking. It deserves a bad curry. Alright, we're gonna punish him. Moo Moo cheese. Is that? I don't have that. We have brittle bones, large leek, packaged curry, coconut milk, instant noodles, boiled egg, pre-cooked burger, pasta, bread, spice mix, all these fun stuffs. Is anyone inviting to raids? Unfortunately, I don't have any raids at the moment. We do have some like 3 stars and 1 stars. If you want invited to this, I can add you. We have 12 minutes on Go Lurk, and oh, we just despawned out of Clink, or whatever that one is. Curry time. Whistle at it. Whistle at it. I tried whistling at it. It was ignoring me. What do sons like to eat? You know what? Do we do spice mix? Yo, what is my English? Yo, Ditto, thank you so much for the sub. And thank you for choosing to use your Prime on me. I appreciate it. Enjoy your 4 emotes and your ad-free viewing experience. Welcome to the sub club. I appreciate the support. Hey, yo, congratulations. Thank you, Frankie. It took a while to find out my password, LOL. Wait. Oh, for Amazon? How do you keep patience for shiny hunting? It's basically because of you guys. I talk and shiny hunt. It literally helps me. Oh my gosh, we're at a hype train. This is our very first hype train. What the heck? I've never had a hype train before. That's awesome. Oh, it disappeared. Rip. We didn't make it to the hype train, but that's okay. What are we gonna do? You know what? I've never done bread. Let's just try bread. I was here. You definitely were here, Tyrone. Or Ty. What? I usually call you Ty. Why am I not being able to English right now? You got the curry Thai emotes too. Alright, so Rumen said bitter and sour. Alright, bitter and sour. I have to look over here because I can't read. This one's sour, so we'll add this one. Slightly rare berry, dry flavor. No. Bitter flavor, we can add 2 of these. Dry, hard and bitter, we can add 2 of these. Figgies. Intense, dry, and bitter. That kind of counts. We'll add 1. That's an ugly berry. Sourness, sweet and sourness. We can do 2 of those. And, sour. Actually, let's do 2 of those. Yes. Put the Bidoof in the curry. The Bidoof, I can put the Bidoof hat on.
Ayo was IT marked? Also nature?
Nature was lonely. And it was not marked, sadly. LOL feels. Bread curry bussin'. Yes. I don't know how it would be though with bitter and sourness though, because like sour bread is like moldy bread, right? The ultimate curry. We're in China. Ayo. Bovid 21. What? Oh wait, no, I wanted to add that. Yes. Ninkata or Ninkata appeared. Look at Solrock. He's just like, yeah, you better be making me food. Quagsire is ready. Look at Quagsire is ready to eat. Yes, Frankie, sourdough bread. I don't know how, well, it might be good with curry. GG. Did you catch it? Whack. Yeah, it wasn't, sadly, it wasn't marked. I was hoping that it was gonna be marked. I am stirring. How long do I have to stir this for? And I never know when to actually release it. I'm just here to make curries, fulfill my curry decks, and get more fun ball things to play with the curry camp or camp thing. That's all I'm here. I'm gonna waste my points. No, don't waste your. Ooh, bitter toast curry. I don't know about the bitter part, but the toast looks good. That's what I do. Go to sleep, soup. No, it's early. What do you mean? It's 7:54. That looks good. Okay.
Jumbo Frog.
Who thinks? Quick, is it Cooperaja class? Charizard class? I think it's gonna be Milcery class. Ah, I was right. Look at that. Because it's bitter. That's probably why. Oh! Call Pokemon. Come here. Hopefully I don't spill my water. Where'd it go? They got toy. Haha! We got its attention! Bidoof class. Ooh! That's nice. Change toys. Let's see. What ball do we give you? Ooh, nah. Let's give you the boring one. Because you made me work so hard. Go fetch. Go. That's your punishment. Punishment. Run 5 laps. Hey! It wasn't your turn. Thank you for mirroring me the ball though, but it wasn't your turn. It's fine. He probably wasn't gonna get it anyways. Wait, is it genderless? No, he ain't coming. Alright, well, goodbye. Let's go name it. We're gonna name it Apollo. The ultimate class. When will you raid someone? So I was basically streaming until I got a shiny, or at least till 4200, and we got it right at 4200. So right now we're just focusing on making the video so I can highlight this later and use it for YouTube. So we're gonna go name the Pokemon and then we'll throw it out in battle. Let me just go ahead and go name it. Like I said, we're naming it Apollo. I always go here to name it because I don't know where to go anywhere else. So the Ditto class, that should be a class, not gonna lie. I'm a BRB, sounds good, Pengude. You know what what AR I'm in, Genshin? I do not. 2017, it's genderless. Okay, it didn't want to come over here. So let's go name it. Welcome back, 21. If I'm in a YouTube video, that'd be dope. You will be. I'm gonna chat should already be up actually. So when I do the outro, you guys can say bye YouTube and it'll be in the video. We're gonna catch this Squirtle. What are we doing? We're naming it. I forgot what I was doing for a second. Apollo! I want to name it. What are you saying to me? Yes. Naming it already. Apollo. Finally can do other hunts. I know, I'm so excited to leave this one. It's been a month-long hunt. Ugh. I think I'm subscribed to your YouTube. I'm gonna go check BRB. Alright, sounds good. Thank you. How was your Go Fest? Horrible. Although I did get one shiny that I did not have, which was Rolla. So I'm happy about that. It was a 2-star. I think it was like 10, 10, 10. The age-old question, who's next? Who is next? It is Farfetch'd because it was redeemed by someone. So we're going to be doing a viewer-requested hunt, which will be Farfetch'd, and I think it's KO method. And we're naming it Ducky. No. Alright, we got Apollo. Let's go throw it out in battle. How was your Go Fest, Pengood? You got a shiny Kyogre on Go Fest? Let's go. I got mine at a Walmart last year, I think. I was literally in Walmart and I was like, shiny Kyogre! And then people were looking around and I'm like, then I literally put my head down and just walked away. Because I literally did so many Kyogre raids since 2019 and it was not funny. I subscribed. Thank you for your subscription on YouTube, Ditto. I appreciate it. Can I see your shinies in Pogo? For sure. Let me leave this Squirtle. Shiny. I have 242. Oop, don't do that. I wish someone could auto-scroll. But these are all my shinies. Oh. Here, I'll do it afterwards. You're shiny hunting Solrock for a month? Yes. Alright, let's go throw it out. Oh, I guess we're throwing it out with the Galarian Weezing. So we got Galarian Weezing. And we got Apollo here. The sun. The shiny sun that took so long, over a month. And this was supposed to be a community hunt for a day. Everybody got theirs in like a day or two. And it took me a month. Oh my gosh. It looks cool though. I like it. I love the bright red. The blue eyes. It looks awesome. I think that's it. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, wait, I'm gonna go ahead and start it over. If you guys want to say bye to YouTube, go ahead and start saying goodbye now. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I can't believe how long this hunt took. It took forever. If you want to catch my streams live, the link will be down in the description, as well as all my other socials. And I'm just glad I got the shiny sun. It took way too long, so I'm really happy I got it. We did curry time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you have a great day and or night, whatever time zone you guys are in, and I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Bye! Goodbye! Alright, awesome. I'm gonna mark that. We were wearing the Bidoof hat too. Not finding the shiny, but marked the stream. Oh, I will add yours. Goodbye. Also, by the way, for anybody that is subscribed to my YouTube, Shiny Unpheasant will be released tomorrow, hopefully. So if you didn't see Shiny Unpheasant on stream, that will be on YouTube. But dude, you stay. Got hat hair. Alright, let's go. I did save, right? Let's just go ahead and run. Subscribe to PewDiePie. I'm already subscribed. Alright, I'm gonna save one more time. Does anybody know where Farfetch'd is so we can get this started?